too. And on the other end, Asian restaurants, Asian grocery stores, Asian whatever, when they profile black people, that is fucking horrible. This weird black community on TikTok that likes to boycott everything for the tiniest thing, they have absolutely gone on steroids. Which is fine, I don't care. They can do whatever they want. I'm not here to stop them, especially since they don't want to really listen to reason. It seems nowadays that they rather care about clicks and the whole I own thing more than having a conversation or trying to work together and be better as a group and community. Like I said in the comments of that video, I'm only going to speak to people who would rather have a conversation and understand that it's not the entire community. It's just random people, just like both groups. And I'm here to move forward with everybody. I think both of our community combined, like me and my wife, we have fucking 3 Blasian kids. That's incredible. Okay. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just done having this conversation with all these Neanderthals that rather be angry than actually be reasonable and have a conversation.
How to not lose your customers as an Asian American business, or how to get them back. Number 1, don't racially profile them. Don't follow them around the store. If they've left the store, don't accuse them of stealing, and run the length of a football field and a half with a firearm and shoot them. Don't kill your customers. How about that? If you insist on following your customers around the store, make sure you do it to every person of every skin color that comes into your store. If someone that looks like you has done that to one of their customers and it makes national news, perhaps put out a statement about what you will do to combat racial profiling and enhance customer safety, and then follow through. Train all your employees. If your store is set up in a neighborhood where the people don't look like you, perhaps take the time to understand them and their culture and what they are looking for in a neighborhood store. Give them better service than the other stores in the area, which includes being nice. Remember that you are a capitalist, right? And you think that the free market is the best market, which means nobody owes you their money. You have to compete with other businesses for their dollars. You have to offer the best goods and services around at a reasonable price. And your customers should feel comfortable going in there and not being racially profiled and being able to send their kids in there to run errands without worrying whether their kids will die in your store. I do not run a corner store, but I run a small business which involves selling books to people, books that I wrote. And I am able to keep selling books to customers and to get more contracts from publishers because I stand by the messages that are in my books of inclusion and open-mindedness and calling out structural inequality where it exists, and no, that is not racism. If a reader from a different ethnic group bought my book, bought my product, and then I did something racist to them, I could expect their entire ethnic group to no longer buy my books. I am not entitled to anybody's money, and since y'all like capitalism and the free market so much, it is time to embrace it. Improve your customer service, and maybe your customers will come back.
There's a lot of noise around this situation right now. Different people are saying different things, pointing fingers, arguing over who is right and who is wrong. But the reality is, this didn't just start overnight. What you just saw in those clips is only the surface of something that's been building for a long time. And if someone only looks at one side, they are going to completely miss what's really going on. At the end of the day, business is simple. Nobody is entitled to anyone's money. If people feel respected, welcomed, and valued, they come back. If they feel watched, disrespected, or uncomfortable, they stop showing up. Doesn't matter what kind of business it is or who owns it. That principle applies across the board. And once that trust is broken, it's very hard to rebuild. Now, what's happening is people are reacting and others are confused about why the reaction is so strong. But the truth is, when something keeps happening over and over again, eventually people respond. So instead of just looking at the reaction, it's important to look at what they to eat. Because once money starts moving differently, that's when things really start to change. Let's go to the video.
Championing policies that can triple a person's chance of survival. We are the American Heart Association. not stopping. Okay? Them Asian-owned nail salons and shit, the chairs are empty. It's summertime. That's where they're supposed to get the most business. Pedicure season, like, they have no clients. Now they all on the internet crying about how their salons are empty and how nobody's getting their nails done, nobody's supporting these businesses, and how it's racist, and everybody's anti-Asian. But let me explain something to y'all, okay? I want to make sure that I'm 110% clear, so that way I'm going to talk real slow so that way y'all understand me, okay? Because I understand that comprehension is not a skill that everybody has. People do not want to support your business, not because they don't like Asian people and they're anti-Asian. They don't want to support your business because they're tired of being racially profiled as soon as they walk into the door. Alright? They're tired of feeling like that every time they go into y'all salons and, go to y'all hair supply stores, you're following them around and, you laughing and joking and talking shit in different languages and Vietnamese or whatever the fuck language you're speaking. They don't feel welcome. That's why they don't want to support your business. This whole situation with Cyrus was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was already coming. Like I said, I'm going to speak real slow so that everybody understands what it is that I'm saying, okay? So, you to try to shift the blame and say, well, don't buy nothing from China, and that means that y'all need to just start growing y'all hair and stop buying them wigs from China and How are you claiming that someone is being racist to you when you are being microaggressive all in the same breath? Okay, it's like you don't know if you want to be the victim or the villain in this origin story. And the problem is that y'all want that proximity to whiteness. But let me explain something to you. Unless your skin is pale white and you are white, you will never be white. Okay, they don't look at you as one of them. You are still a minority. You are still a person of color. And the fact that you use that as a pedestal to put yourself above other people of color because your skin is just a tiny bit whiter is a problem. It's deep in y'all community, and that's something that y'all need to work on. But all this crying on the internet, it need to stop because we don't give a fuck.
So I'm seeing all of these videos circulating online of these Asian people expressing how much they hate black people. All because some black people got together and said they are going to boycott Asian businesses because they don't feel respected. So my thing is, if y'all really feel this way about us, why not set up shop in predominantly white or predominantly Asian communities? Oh yeah, I forgot. That's because they don't want y'all in their neighborhoods. They only want y'all in their neighborhoods if y'all getting out on y'all hands and knees, giving them a pedicure, or if you're making them sushi. When Asian people have a problem with one of us, they lump all of us into that category. But when we do it, now it's a problem. Now it's, why are you doing this? Or is, you should know what it feels like to be discriminated against. And we do. And black people are the most forgiving people to a fault. We support these Asian ran businesses even though they do bad business. Even though they give piss poor customer service. And now black people are finally waking up and saying, I don't have to. Why should I give you my business if you're constantly disrespecting? You don't respect me, you don't respect my community, and it's the fact that y'all are more upset that a few people decided to boycott Asian businesses than you are of the fact that Cyrus did not steal anything, and yet he was chased down out of that store and shot in his back. Y'all are more upset about them saying they are going to boycott than you are about the reason why they decided to boycott. Because y'all can hoot and holler and say, you don't need us, you don't need us. But the truth is, you're threatened. You're threatened by black people boycotting because you depend on that $2 trillion black buying power. And I'm glad black people are now looking for black-owned nail salons, black-owned beauty supply stores, black-owned shops. I'm glad. It's about time. Because this is what they have been trying to prevent since we integrated. That is the main reason why they bring these immigrants over, give them loans that they do not us. Also, they can open up stores and shops in our communities so that they can keep that black dollar from circulating in our communities. They don't want us to share and spend money with each other. They don't want that black dollar to circulate in the black community.
Now this is where things shift from conversations to consequences. When people start putting their money back, it stops being just talk and becomes real pressure. Businesses can ignore complaints, they can dismiss criticism, but they can't ignore when customers stop walking through the door. That's when the situation becomes serious. And that's what a lot of people are reacting to right now. It's not just about one incident or one moment. It's about a pattern that people feel has been happening for a long time. When customers feel like they are not respected, but their money is still expected, eventually they make a decision. And once that decision spreads, it doesn't take long before it starts affecting their businesses. At the same time, this is where people start picking sides, and that's where things can get messy. Some people are focused on the boycott itself, while others are focused on the reason behind it. But the reality is, none of this happens in a vacuum. When enough people feel the same way and they move the same way, the impact becomes impossible to ignore. Let's continue.
And while a lot of people from the Asian community have been showing their true colors lately about this boycott against them, I got to thinking, I ain't never seen y'all at Mama Lucy's over there in Miami. I ain't never seen y'all at Sunday's Erie in Miami Gardens. I ain't never seen y'all at Sister Sarah's Crab House over there in Fort Lauderdale. I ain't never seen y'all at Shisha, the one in Hollywood or the one in Lauderhill. I ain't never seen y'all at the Dutch Pie or Donna's Caribbean Restaurant. And these are all popular black-owned places down here in South Florida that I frequented one too many times. And I ain't never seen y'all there. So while y'all upset that we're no longer going to be patronizing y'all business, it seems like y'all ain't been patronizing ours from the beginning. Meaning this has always been a one-sided thing from the beginning. And now y'all upset because the one side is about to take their side back when y'all have been on our side to begin with. Oh well.
An artist, finance, accounting, that's not the thing, right?
As a designer, that is not within my field.
Martine, your business is thriving. Why don't we test how Intuit Intelligence can help you?
Shepherds.
Yo, what's up?
What's going on, Mr. Shepherds?
Yo, I really just requested because I have a question for you, and my question is like, do you hate African people? Because like, when I'm looking at your page, like, I don't know, that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting. Not assuming, but like, that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting. So like, yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you.
Give me something specific about my page that makes you think I hate Africans.
So I saw on your page, like, you posted this like AI video of like the tickle me tether, and apparently like I had to look it up. Like tether is like an insult that like Black Americans like use on African people. So yeah, that's an example.
So the tickle me tether meme, which was based on people who called up here trolling, who are African and Caribbean. They call them trolling and start giggling. So we have a name for them. We call them ticklish tethers. So we just kind of clown them for trolling. So you think we hate all people in Africa because of the ticklish tethers?
I don't know, because like a lot of like FBA people, like I've talked to like other FBA people, like a lot of them like just don't like Africans, like they just hate on them. And
how do you think you're able to get started? What part of Africa is your family from? Nigeria?
I'm Cameroonian.
Cameroonian. Yeah, your first
generation, yeah.
So when did you immigrate here? How old were you?
No, like my parents are.
They anchored you here. Got it.
Yeah.
14th Amendment. Now, that 14th Amendment that got you here as a citizen, that was foundation of Black Americans.
Yeah, I know if it wasn't for like the Civil Rights Act and like the 14th Amendment, that like my people wouldn't be able to come here to America. Like I know it's because of like the FBAs are like that we're here, right? My whole thing is like when I talk to like a couple of them FBAs, like a lot of them just be like, when you tell them like you're African, like I just get a different vibe from them. You know?
No, I don't know, because we don't have a problem with African people. Foundational Black Americans, so you're over here chilling, thriving, and doing great because of Foundational Black Americans. You run across Foundational Black Americans every day, and most of them are very cordial to you.
Well, I just want to say this before I leave. I got no hate towards the FBA. I love the culture, and I do acknowledge that if it wasn't for their work, I probably wouldn't be in America. So, yeah, that's all I want to say before I leave.
Right, but just understand, just because we make people accountable for their words and their actions, and we roast on them and we check them, that doesn't mean to hate all Africans. Because if you using that logic, some of your fellow immigrants come over here and they've done atrocious things to us. They've sat up here and harmed us. Many of them scammed us. There's a story now, this Ghanaian scammer who scammed not millions of dollars from elderly black people. They just got him and extradited him back over here so they can lock him up because he would scam so much money from our people here. People have called us all types of derogatory names, Kala and Jarir. Immigrants from Africa would come here and drive cabs and deliberately not pick us up, leaving us out in the cold. So